Today's update is one of the most talked about developments in the United States right now, and it's directly connected to your Social Security payments. Former President Donald Trump has made a new announcement that could completely reshape how the Social Security Administration handles SSI and SSDI benefits. Many people are calling this an overnight change, and millions of seniors, veterans, and disabled Americans are paying close attention. This new order discussed during recent policy meetings and speeches focuses on giving the Social Security Administration broader power to adjust benefit structures faster than before. That means if this proposal is approved and implemented, the SSA could be directed to review, modify, or increase certain monthly payments without needing months of waiting for Congress. Trump's advisors have reportedly outlined a plan that centers on immediate support for seniors and disabled citizens through administrative flexibility. Let's break this down in simple terms. SSI stands for Supplemental Security Income. It's designed to help people with little or no income. SSDI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, supports those who have worked and paid into the Social Security system but can no longer work due to a disability. Both programs are run by the SSA, and both are essential lifelines for millions of Americans. Now, under Trump's new order concept, the SSA would gain more authority to make quick adjustments to payment rates based on inflation, cost of living, or emergency situations, such as the kind of inflation spikes that seniors have experienced in the last few years. If implemented, this could mean that beneficiaries wouldn't have to wait until the next official COLA increase every January to see extra support. Instead, emergency boosts could be authorized in a matter of weeks. That's why the term overnight change is being used, because it could allow immediate benefit adjustments rather than annual or delayed reviews. Many older Americans have been struggling with high grocery bills, rising rents, and expensive medical costs. This plan aims to make the SSA more responsive to act faster when seniors are hurting the most. Trump's economic team has also discussed creating a rapid adjustment fund within the Social Security system. This fund would be a reserve that the SSA could draw from during national emergencies or high inflation periods. Imagine if your benefits could temporarily rise by $200 or $300 during a tough quarter just because the system detected that inflation was above target levels. That's the type of flexibility the plan wants to build in. However, there are also major debates about how this would be funded. Some economists argue that the Social Security trust funds are already under strain, and adding more short-term payouts could accelerate their depletion. Trump's camp counters this by suggesting that the order would also come with new efficiency measures like, for example, reducing administrative costs, preventing payment errors, and tightening rules against fraud. The goal, according to Trump's statement, is to protect every dollar for the people who truly need it. This idea of strengthening SSA operations while allowing faster payments has drawn mixed reactions. Supporters say it's a bold, necessary move to modernize a system that's too slow and outdated. Critics, however, warn that rapid policy shifts could lead to confusion or uneven payment changes if not carefully managed. Still, for seniors and SSDI recipients, the most important thing to understand is that this proposal could directly affect how and when your benefits are paid. Under current law, most increases are tied to the annual cost of living adjustment, which is calculated each fall based on inflation data. The new order could allow increases or emergency supplements outside of that annual window. There's also talk of simplifying how eligibility is verified. Right now, the SSA's review process can be long and complicated, especially for people applying for SSDI. Trump's plan would reportedly direct the agency to cut down unnecessary paperwork and automate some approval steps using verified tax and employment records. That could mean faster approvals, quicker benefit starts, and fewer delays for those who are waiting for a decision. Another big topic in the order is related to benefit rebalancing. This means adjusting how much funding goes toward retirement benefits compared to disability and supplemental income. Trump's advisors believe some parts of the system have been underfunded for too long, particularly SSI. Many SSI recipients currently receive less than $1,000 per month, often far below the poverty line. The new structure could push those payments higher, possibly closer to par with SSDI averages. At the same time, the plan reportedly encourages expanding the use of direct deposit systems. ensuring that emergency payments can be sent directly into bank accounts within 48 hours when approved. For example, during the pandemic, the government struggled to send out stimulus checks quickly. Trump's new SSA order seeks to fix that by empowering the agency to issue payments instantly through a unified system. In addition, the proposal includes a section focusing on seniors living in rural or low-income areas who often struggle to access SSA offices or online services. The order would reportedly push for mobile service units, vans, or temporary setups that bring SSA support directly to communities. That could make it much easier for seniors without transportation or internet access to apply, verify, or update their benefits. All of this sounds positive for beneficiaries, but it's still in the proposal phase. The phrase could change overnight doesn't mean it's already in effect. It means that once approved, the system would have the power to react quickly. That's why experts are encouraging seniors to stay informed, because if this goes forward, changes could appear in your payment notices or benefit statements sooner than expected. Social Security advocates are closely monitoring how this proposal interacts with the larger funding discussions happening in Congress. The Social Security Trust Fund is projected to face shortfalls in the coming decade, but Trump's team says the new system will protect payments by cutting waste and enforcing stronger audit systems. In simple words, they claim that it's not about cutting benefits. It's about protecting and speeding them up. For many retirees and disabled Americans, this news brings a mix of hope and uncertainty. On one hand, the idea of faster payment increases sounds like a relief. On the other hand, people worry whether such a rapid system could create mistakes or unexpected delays if the SSA's technology isn't fully ready. As of now, the SSA has not officially implemented any new payment model, but preparations and discussions are reportedly underway. Agency officials have confirmed they are reviewing several modernization options that align with the proposed order. If the plan moves ahead, beneficiaries could see the first signs of change in the coming payment cycles, possibly starting with test programs in early regions before full rollout. So, if you rely on SSI, SSDI, or retirement benefits, this is a good time to review your personal records. Make sure your contact information is updated with the SSA and stay alert for any mailed notices or benefit updates, because when the change comes, it could happen fast, and you'll want to be among the first to know exactly what's happening with your payments. As we continue, let's talk about how this new SSA order could actually affect you in real financial terms. Trump's proposed order doesn't just talk about the structure of Social Security. It talks about the real impact on your wallet. For people on SSI, SSDI, and retirement benefits, the main focus is to put more control in the hands of the Social Security Administration so it can respond to inflation or emergencies more quickly. That means there could be new ways to calculate how much money you get every month and how soon you get it when the economy changes. Under this system, benefit adjustments might not wait for the official cost of living adjustment, which usually takes effect in January each year. Instead, if prices for food, gas, or housing suddenly go up, the SSA could activate what's being called an emergency cost response. That would allow the agency to temporarily increase monthly benefits within weeks rather than waiting a full year. Imagine your payment automatically going up by a few $100s because the government recognizes that prices are rising too fast. That's the vision behind this part of Trump's new plan. Now, let's look at how it would affect SSI recipients specifically. First, supplemental security income is one of the most sensitive parts of the system, serving low-income seniors and disabled people who have limited resources. Many of these recipients live month to month, often struggling to pay rent or buy groceries. Trump's new order could raise the maximum SSI benefit level closer to what SSDI recipients receive. That means if the current monthly amount is around $943, it could be pushed above $1,000 or even closer to $1,200 under the new guidelines. It's not confirmed yet, but that's the range being discussed among advisors and policy experts. For someone living on less than $1,000 a month, an extra $200 or $300 could mean the difference between making rent or facing eviction. For SSDI beneficiaries, the order could mean a faster review of payment increases tied to inflation and work credits. Right now, SSDI is based on how much a person earned before they became disabled. The plan may include a system that recalculates benefits based on the current wage levels rather than older records, giving some people a long overdue increase. Trump's advisors have called this part updating the outdated formula. That means SSDI recipients could see a noticeable jump in their benefit checks if the change is approved. This is particularly important for people who became disabled years ago when wages were lower. Their benefits have been frozen at those old earning levels, which don't reflect today's economy. Another key element of the new order is the idea of automatic stabilizers. These would allow the SSA to temporarily boost benefits during national hardship periods. For example, after a natural disaster, a pandemic, or a period of extreme inflation. Seniors wouldn't have to apply for these increases. The system would automatically calculate and deliver them just like an instant stimulus. This could work similarly to how stimulus checks were handled in 2020 and 2021, but with less waiting time and no need for special applications. The difference is that these would be targeted specifically at Social Security recipients rather than the entire population, and they could be triggered automatically based on economic indicators. The order would also aim to correct one of the biggest frustrations seniors have with Social Security: slow processing times. Many Americans have to wait months or even years for their disability claims to be approved. Trump's plan includes a directive to invest in artificial intelligence and modern data systems that would review applications faster and reduce human error. By using verified IRS and employment data, the SSA could confirm eligibility in days instead of months. That could be life-changing for people waiting for SSDI decisions. Imagine applying for disability benefits and getting approved within 2 weeks instead of 2 years. That's the kind of transformation this technology upgrade could bring. However, there's another side to this story. Some experts are warning that speeding up decisions must be done carefully to avoid mistakes or fraud. The SSA already deals with millions of records, and any new automated system must be accurate and secure. Trump's advisors insist that new fraud prevention measures will be built in, including real-time monitoring of duplicate claims, false identities, and unreported income. The idea is to make the system both faster and safer, ensuring every dollar goes to the right person. The fraud prevention component is actually a major selling point for the proposal. By using advanced data matching and AI verification, the system could catch fraudulent claims before payments go out, saving billions of dollars that can be redirected to legitimate beneficiaries. Now, let's look at the political and economic effects. If this order becomes active, the SSA could begin rolling out new payment rules in phases. Early reports suggest that the first test states could include Florida, Texas, and Ohio, areas with high senior populations. These pilot programs would help the SSA see how well the rapid payment system performs before expanding it nationwide. Seniors in those states might be the first to notice faster deposits or small test increases in benefits. If you live in one of these states, you could be among the first to experience the new system firsthand. This phased approach makes sense from a policy perspective because it allows the government to identify and fix problems on a smaller scale before rolling out nationwide. Economists believe the impact could be major for low-income households. Faster benefit adjustments mean more money flowing into local communities. That can help small businesses, landlords, and grocery stores, too, since seniors spend most of their income on basic needs. Some even predict that this order could reduce poverty rates among seniors by several percentage points, especially if emergency top-ups become a normal part of the system. There's also a part of the order dealing with tax changes. Trump's economic team is reportedly exploring a proposal that would reduce or temporarily suspend federal taxes on Social Security benefits. Today, many seniors have to pay income tax on their Social Security if they have additional income. The new plan could raise the income threshold so fewer people have to pay tax on their benefits. That means you could keep more of the money you already earned, combined with higher monthly payments. That would make a real difference in everyday life. Currently, individuals with combined income over $25,000 and couples over $32,000 can have up to 85% of their benefits taxed. Raising these thresholds would provide immediate relief to millions of middle-income seniors. As this story develops, seniors should understand that these changes are not yet official. The SSA is reviewing them, and Congress will likely weigh in on funding and oversight. But the key message here is that Trump's order represents a shift toward faster, more flexible support, moving away from the slow bureaucracy that has frustrated so many beneficiaries for years. For people on SSI and SSDI, this could bring a new level of financial stability. Many of you have written letters, made calls, and shared your struggles about delayed payments, confusing rules, or long waiting times. This plan, if done correctly, could finally respond to those concerns. It could give seniors and disabled Americans the dignity of knowing their government is listening and ready to act when times get tough. In the coming months, if the order advances, you might start seeing updates in official SSA mailers or online statements. The agency could issue notices explaining new adjustment rules or upcoming payment tests. It's always important to read any letters from the SSA carefully and to make sure your banking information is current, because any new system will rely heavily on direct deposit for speed and security. Remember, too, that even though this is a major policy idea, it's not a political game. For the people depending on these checks, it's about real lives, real bills, and real survival. Many seniors have been struggling to keep up with rising prices, and a flexible Social Security system could finally give them some peace of mind. Whether you support Trump or not, this order could reshape how the government treats senior benefits and how quickly help reaches the people who need it most. The political debates in Washington are important, but what matters more is whether your rent gets paid, whether you can afford your medications, and whether you can buy groceries without stress. Before we close, let's summarize the key takeaways. This new SSA order could make 3 major changes. First, faster emergency payments that respond to inflation or crises within weeks instead of waiting for annual adjustments. Second, higher SSI and SSDI adjustments tied to real-time economic conditions and updated wage formulas. And third, a simpler, faster process for approvals and eligibility using modern technology and verified data. Together, those steps could change the Social Security system overnight once the order is in motion. Seniors and disabled Americans should pay close attention to news from the SSA and stay ready for any updates that could affect their monthly income. Here's what you should do right now. First, make sure your contact information is current with the SSA. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and verify your address, phone number, and direct deposit information. If anything has changed, update it immediately. Second, watch for official communications from the SSA. Any real updates about this order will come through official letters or notices from the agency. Be suspicious of phone calls, emails, or text messages claiming to be from Social Security, especially if they ask for personal information or payment. Third, keep following reliable news sources and channels like this one for updates. As this proposal moves through the review process, we'll bring you the latest information about when and how these changes might affect your benefits. And finally, here's the most important thing to remember. No matter what happens politically, your benefits are your right. You worked hard. You contributed to the system, and you deserve to be treated with fairness and respect. The government's job is to protect that promise, not delay it. So, if this new order truly speeds things up and brings relief to millions of seniors, that would be a positive step forward for everyone. Stay tuned, stay informed, and keep your eyes on your mailbox and your bank account. Changes could happen faster than ever before. And as always, we'll be here to guide you through every update, every new payment cycle, and every announcement that affects your financial future. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss critical information about your Social Security benefits. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.